Here with Lorenz Larkin, coming off a big knockout over John Howard. Take us through that performance. You're fighting a guy in his hometown, came out off of a couple tough losses, ready to get back in that W column, and you did it.
A couple is two, man. I had a hard little.
It's trying to be nice.
Yeah, I know, but let's say what it is. It's been hard, man. But I've been hearing it from fans. Everybody's a fan, but the real ones, on the underground and all that type of stuff. And my coaches, I've been stubborn for a long time about the 70, and I finally came to the conclusion that that's where I need to be. So this was just kind of like a stamp. I felt big for once in my life. I felt like the big guy. I felt strong, and it's crazy. I feel good.
You exploded on John Howard, landed some big shots, put him out early. Obviously, that's always the game plan coming in, but what did it take to execute that?
Right before we came out, my coach Romy and my coach Batiste, told me, go around the ring, get your feel of it. Don't start out strong. I felt like in the Philippa fight, I came out strong. I always was laid back and kind of the defensive fighter, and then that fight, I came in strong and I paid the price. But in this fight, just the first minute, just move around and then go from there. My coaches had a lot of confidence in me, and they just told me, if you want to do one thing for us, just move around the first minute and then go from there. And that's what I did.
Did you see the big shots open up? Was it something you saw he was doing that left him open?
Yeah, he was landing the rear kick on me, and then I kept noticing that that's what he was waiting on. So I start jabbing, use my jab, and start working, and then basic. It was pretty much just basic. Stick to the basics, stick them with the jab, and then follow up with the two.
Can you tell us about was the biggest fight for you actually before making the cut to 170, or did that come pretty easy?
You know what? Like I said in the after the fight, Mark Munoz told me the simplest and easy way for me. It was run for an hour, at least 3 times a week, and that's what I did. And he was like, just run slow, nothing fast. Make sure you can talk on the phone while you're running, and that's what I did. And I changed up, my eating a little bit. I was still having like burgers and things, but spinach, salads, and that type of stuff. But I think the running came in a big play, and the weight came off. So and it was an easy cut too. It wasn't even hard.
Are there any regrets now? Because now it was like, it was a little easy. It was easy, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't want to think about it, but it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
What were you afraid of? Why were you afraid to make that cut? Not afraid.
It's maybe a pride thing. Like it's just kind of like I want to prove them wrong. You know what I mean? And kind of went the opposite way. So now they proved me wrong. So now we're here.
Were you feeling that your back was against the wall as far as your career?
Oh yeah. This was. Everybody knows this fight was the determining factor. So I'm just happy that UFC has some confidence in me. You know what I mean? And gave me another shot and really wants to see what I can do. And I feel good that I showed them tonight.
What about getting such an emphatic victory over a local, favorite guy who was really also very dangerous fighter?
I knew he was strong, and I kind of had a hint that they were gonna boo me, but I didn't think they would boo me that much. But but it was cool. And the good thing was he wasn't. Well, I don't know if I can even cuss. So he was a cool guy. He wasn't a dick, so or a dick or asshole. So he was really cool and respectful, and I couldn't ask for nothing more.
Embedded during the week, he made a point about saying how he wanted to stand up kickboxing if you think it'll go his way. He proved him wrong tonight, but did you see that? Were you kind of happy that you knew he was going to stand up with it?
I always, a lot of guys always say that, and then they shoot, you know what I mean, or try to get me to the ground. But this camp, I was ready. I've been working my wrestling. I feel like I didn't get to display it, but I'm a total different fighter. My ground game is improving, my wrestling is improving. And I just seen the Embedded last night. My buddy called me and was like, hey, you need to look at this, blah, blah, blah. But,
it didn't matter.
I guess it didn't go the way he wanted it.
Do you have any big aspirations at 170 pounds, making the move down? You already have a win over the champion, Robbie Lawler, back when you guys were in Strikeforce. Obviously, two completely different fighters now, but you've got some big goals there at 170 pounds?
My goal right now is to get it to the point where nobody's thinking about my last 3 fights. That is, like, seriously my goal right now. That's why I was like, I'm happy about the win, but my point is to keep fighting, and to the point where people were like, oh yeah, he did fight that guy. You know what I mean? I just want him to forget about it.
Do you ever have any kind of thoughts that people expected big things out of you for quite some time in this sport? And honestly, before this fight, we started to hear it again from some of your management about you guys are going to see a completely different fighter at 170 pounds. Does that wear on you, like having those expectations?
Not anymore, man.
Did it when you were at 185 pounds?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You can always say it doesn't get to you, but, you know, if you're... I'm always on the internet, you know what I mean? I guess I'm kind of like what you call a lurker. So I'm always like, you know, I don't say too much, but I just skim through, you know, some threads and things like that. So, but I won't say anything, but I'm just like the little creepy Tom Peeker, I guess. I don't know how you would say, but yeah, you know, it does get to you a little bit. But, you know, I just wanted to kind of prove everybody wrong and show them what I can do.
What's it feel to prove people wrong tonight and come out with a big knockout win?
Good, real good. And I'm probably going to treat myself to Skittles and a burger and some pancakes. I don't want to keep talking about it. I mean,
And what about that possibility that maybe the boss wants to maybe give you a bonus at the end of the night? Are you thinking about that?
well, you know, it was a good performance. That's all I'm saying, you know. If somebody else gets a KO, it was a great performance, but who's to say?
When you got the victory, was it a celebration for you, or was it a relief?
Both. You know, it's a celebration that, you know, that the camp went good, and, you know, it's at this point, you know, I kind of just wanted to do my team good. You know what I mean? I feel like when you're a fighter and you lose like that, and it kind of shuns your school, your team, my city. You know what I mean? And I just really wanted to give them something that, you know, that was good. You know, and you know, and just make my team happy, make me happy. But like I said, I'm not gonna really be happy until you guys don't remember the last 3 fights. So.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, thanks, guys.
Hey, where is Romeo now?
If it makes you feel